So welcome back to another episode of The Blind Guy Show. Today we're going to get right into part 2 of Skyrim on the Amazon Echo. Alexa, play Skyrim.
Welcome back to Skyrim, adventurer. You scroll through your journal menu for a refresher on your quest.
Cool.
You agreed to help a wood elf city guard by retrieving her diary full of secrets from a dense forest.
I sure did.
You were locked in a thrilling battle with a mud crab.
Oh.
You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Attack with weapon.
Your sword impales the mud crab.
Cool.
The mud crab's dead shell clatters.
Nice.
If only you had time to make some steamed mud crab legs. You have triumphed. You have 100 health. There
Cool.
are 3 paths forward, a steep hill, a flooded evergreen grove, and a misty trail. Which do you choose?
The Misty Trail.
You move deeper into the
Getting
forest.
something spooky.
Rabbits and foxes scatter as you enter a forest clearing.
That's right,
An
'cause I'm bad.
apprentice mage appears in front of you.
Uh-oh.
He begins casting a conjuration spell,
Oh,
but does
great.
not seem very confident. You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
I think I'll cast a spell.
You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use
Didn't I
shout,
just say
or
that?
flee. What would you like to do?
Cast a spell.
Your frostbite stings the apprentice conjurer. The apprentice conjurer is resistant to that attack. The apprentice conjurer summons a flame atronach, which scorches you with flames. You take 8 damage. What would you like to do?
Attack with weapon. I'll chop this
Your
son of
sword
a
carves
gun
the
up.
apprentice conjurer. The apprentice conjurer summons a flame atronach, which scorches you with flames. You take 8 damage. What would you like to do?
Shout. We'll try
Foos
that.
row. Unrelenting force smashes into your foe. The apprentice conjurer croaks one last breath, defeated. You survived the battle. Your health is at 84.
Okay, I'm gonna get my butt kicked.
Your thumb grows mighty. Your shout skill has increased to level 5. There are 2 ways forward, a shady grove and a cobblestone trail. Which do you choose?
Shady Grove. My little darling Shady Grove. You probably don't know that.
There are 2 ways forward, a shady grove and a cobblestone trail. Which do you choose?
A Shady Grove.
You move deeper into the
She
forest.
doesn't listen.
You enter what
sometimes.
appears to be a recently abandoned camp. One more fight. Victory or Sovngarde. You hear heavy clacking noises. A giant mud crab snaps its claws
Oh, another one.
menacingly. You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Attack with weapon.
Your sword strikes the giant mud
There's a lot of
crab.
mud crabs in
The
this
giant
place.
mud crab snaps its huge pincers. You take 10 damage. What would you like to do?
Shout.
Foos row.
See if
Your
that does
unrelenting force throws the giant mud crab back, staggering it. The giant mud crab is resistant to that attack. The giant mud crab snaps its huge pincers. You take 10 damage. What would you like to do?
Attack with weapon. I'm gonna end up
Your
claw
sword
soup.
cuts deeply into the giant mud crab. The giant mud crab's dead shell clatters. If only you had time to make some steamed mud crab legs.
Yeah.
You have
said that
triumphed.
last time.
You have 64 health. You have successfully retrieved the diary full of secrets.
Cool.
This should
From a
fetch a
mud
nice
crab.
reward. You realize the path through the forest loops back to where you started your quest. That would have been good to know earlier.
Yeah, I would've. Why didn't
The
you tell
city
me?
guard looks at the diary full of secrets, relieved. She thanks you and rewards you with a bottle of Argonian ale. It's an
Ooh.
acquired taste. After heading out on the road, you
I wonder if
stop
I
to
can
sell
drink it.
some of the various junk you're carrying. Before the trader can finish his sales pitch informing you that some call his wares junk and yet he still actually believes them to be treasures and all that, you're back out the door. Soon, you arrive at a crossroads. In one direction is a Daedric shrine, in the other is a Nord village. Where would you like to go?
To the Nord village. I'm gonna try to drink that ale.
Once at the Nord village, a Redguard candlemaker greets you. He looks quite sad. He tells you his friend was killed by a mysterious evil in a haunted cave. Will you avenge his friend?
Yes. Of course I will.
You follow the quest marker to your destination. The entrance to the cave is littered with bottles of skooma. Looks like some Khajiit were selling wares here. Do you charge into danger?
Yes. Of course I do. I'm an
The
idiot.
cave's damp odor floods your nostrils, with just a hint of skeever droppings.
What the
An
heck?
unnatural coldness creeps over you. An apprentice ice mage stands before you. He seems unsure of his skills. You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Cast a spell. Just didn't work
Your
last time.
frostbite chills the apprentice ice mage. Your foe has some resistance to that attack. The apprentice ice mage releases streams of frost from his hands. You take 10 damage. What would you like to do?
Shout.
Fusro. Your unrelenting force tosses the apprentice ice mage into the air. He
Unrelenting.
crashes to the ground. The apprentice ice mage never gets back up.
Unrelenting.
That's what you get for messing
That's
with the
me.
Dovahkiin. You have triumphed.
That's right.
You have 90 health. There are 2 ways forward, a damp tunnel and a barely lit mine shaft. Which do you choose?
Drink that ale.
There are 2 ways forward, a damp tunnel
Guess
and
I
a
can't
barely
drink
lit
it.
mine shaft. Which do you choose?
The mine shaft.
You move deeper into the cave. Your boots splash softly into cold water as you enter a large chamber. An unnatural coldness creeps over you. An apprentice ice mage stands before you. He seems unsure of his skills. You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Use shout. That seemed to work last time.
Fusro. Your unrelenting force throws the apprentice ice mage back, staggering him. The apprentice ice mage attacks, but misses. What would you like to do?
Attack with weapon.
Your sword impales the apprentice ice mage. The apprentice ice mage dies. He probably should
Good.
have studied in Winterhold a little harder. You are victorious.
Yeah.
Your health is at
Back
90.
to school, sucker.
There are 2 paths before you, an abandoned mine shaft and a very smelly corridor. Which do you choose?
Hey guys, this wraps up another video. This has been The Blind Guy Show. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit that little notification bell up there so you can stay up to date with all of my latest videos. Again, this has been The Blind Guy Show. I'm out.